What's up, guys? Mystic Zach here. Welcome to the Kiss and The Myst show. I'm here joined by my co-host, legendary rapper Jadakiss.
Zach, what's up, baby?
What's up? What's up?
If you had to put your last dollar on it and your life depended on it, who you got taking the championship NBA finals?
You know, they call me Mystic Zach, and all day people ask me who I think's gonna win this, who I think's gonna win that. I can't even go to family reunions without my uncle asking me who he should bet on. It's gotten bad. But if I had to put my last dollar, if I had to go bet over at betonline.ag, I'm going to put my money on the Milwaukee Bucks. And the reason for that is they're the defending champs, and I think Giannis is just kind of an unstoppable force right now and in general, and I just have a hard time seeing anybody in the East or West stopping him because he's a complete freight train. I think when we talk about the most dominant player in the NBA, the most unguardable player, the closest thing we've had to a Shaq-type guy is, to me, it's Giannis right now. He ran through the East last year. He's so long and lanky, he can defend any one of their best offensive players, from Kevin Durant to James Harden. He can even guard up Embiid. So when you got a Swiss Army knife on offense and defense, I just think that opens up everything for them. Chris Middleton's a sharp shooter. He always gets it going, especially in the fourth quarter in the clutch. And Drew Holiday is one of the best two-way players out of anyone in the league. Like, when they traded for him, I just think that opened everything up as well. So if I had to put $1, if I had to put my life on the line, Mystic Zach himself, I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks.
And here's where I'll agree to disagree. Every last thing you said about Giannis is on point, hammer to nail. His supporting cast, however, Middleton sometimes fades away. Drew Holiday, how incredible he is, sometimes he gets lost in the game. He don't shoot the ball. He just plays very passive. So therefore, that puts an extra strain on Giannis, where that can be the only deficiency I see, because the other guys have better supporting cast, if you ask me. A healthy Golden State, a healthy Philly, any one of them super teams. As crazy as Giannis is, it's a bucket as soon as he crosses the foul line anywhere. It's an N1. His threes getting better, his foul shots getting better, but sometimes I think that supporting cast could tend to fade away. I could be wrong, but we'll see.
Well, let me reverse it on you. You don't like Giannis' supporting cast. You mentioned Golden State, Philly. They're more flashy. They do have, on paper, a stronger team, if we're being honest, right? If you had to bet your last dollar, put your life on the line, what NBA team are you choosing right now?
Choosing Golden State, like I said.
But that was out of the West. I was just wondering, you think they're going to beat
This is out of the final. We saying who's going to win the final. We ain't being territorial.
So I'm going East, you're going West.
I'm going winner at the end. Don't give me the Eastern Conference trophy, Western Conference. Throw both of them, get them out of here. I'm talking about the real one.
So end of the year, Steph, he's got 4 rings.
A healthy Golden State, I put my money on that.
Is Steph going to get his first Finals MVP?
He doesn't care. He'd rather win.
I know, but Jadakiss, do you think he's going to get it finally?
I think he'll get it. If Golden State makes it to the finals, Steph is getting the MVP.
So you think that's irrelevant whether he's had one or not, and to a winner like him, you think he doesn't even cross his mind?
And of course he's playing the game. I think it crosses the mind of every player involved in the game, even the ones on the bench somehow. They think something's going to mysteriously happen. They're going to get called in and get the MVP. But for top-tier elite players such as Steph, I think it crosses his mind. But I think winning the entire thing crosses his mind more than anything.
He's obviously kind of cemented his legacy the last few years. I mean, he's breaking records every time you look. Do you think he compares to Magic Johnson as far as the point guard position goes?
I don't think anybody compares to Magic Johnson as far as the point guard position goes. He played every position as a rookie and won the NBA Finals. 6'9" point guard that could bring the ball down backwards. And that'll never be done again. And his magic is over here, and everybody else is over there. And that's just how it goes as far as point guards for me. He's my favorite player ever.
Magic played the 1 through the 5, like you said, filled in for Kareem in the finals at center. Obviously, that's never been done. But obviously, no one shot like Steph before. He's changed the game. He's shooting 30-footers.
Steph is
pulling up to the
definitely
arc.
going down in history as the greatest shooter ever. He holds that solely over there, too. There was Ray Allen's and the Reggie Miller's and the Drazen Petrovic, rest in peace, but Steph shoots it like no other.
When I look at the landscape of the NBA and I look at a guy like Steph Curry who's shooting 30-footers and he's got every kid shooting threes, every NBA playing team, three-point percentage of shots is going up every single year. I feel like he's impacted the game more than any player since Allen Iverson when he came into the league. Do you agree with that statement? Or
I
no?
agree with that statement because he actually put up a tweet a few days ago saying, "Stop blaming me for all these people taking all these bad shots." He just put in a lot of work. He was fortunate to have a dad that played in the NBA, that kept him around, that showed him how to shoot from a young kid, and it panned out to be some of the best shooting we've ever seen. And that's just they come a dime a dozen. It probably will never be as good as his brother Seth shoots. He don't shoot like Steph, so it's like snowflakes, and never be two of a kind. There's only one of them.
Speaking of basketball, we've got basketball trainer Chris Brickley in the building. My guy.
One and only.
What's going on, man?
Brick, what's up,
Appreciate you for
brother?
having me.
I need some jump shot help, but first off, you got a single dropped through WorldstarDistro.com with Lil Durk called IKEA Rug.
Yeah.
How did that come together?
Man, during COVID, so I'm someone, I can't be just stuck in my crib all day. So during the pandemic, I was going crazy. Couldn't do many workouts, trying to just figure out something to do. I'm like, you know what? All these artists have been through the gym over the years. I'm going to put together an album. Every time we do a workout, we listen to an album. So might as well this will be what we listen to. So that was how it started. I didn't realize the music industry, how tough it was with the labels and the clearances. So we're only one song in now, but the project's going to be fire.
Probably fire. I heard
Yeah.
you got a goat on there.
For sure.
I think he might be here.
For sure. That's the toughest verse on the whole album. So that'll be coming out soon. Can't wait for that.
There's a big story behind that. I put him
Yeah.
through the ringer. Not purposely, but he caught me right after the whole verses. He caught me when my schedule got...
I know.
So every time I was trying to lay it, had to do a bunch of shows, but we got it done. Came out fire, and I'm excited.
I felt bad having to bug you and everything.
Nah. What
I'm
you don't
like,
know is
damn.
that's how that was normal. Like it might feel like you was being a pest, but
Yeah.
I gotta be a pest to get the Nas verse or you gotta
Sure.
chase him. That's just part of the game, and you know what I mean.
And everyone was telling me, funny story, so I told the East, I was like, yo, I need to get Jade on there. Been my favorite rapper, literally since I started listening to rap. Like, if you look at my college, when I was at Louisville, it says favorite musician, it says Jadakiss.
That's fire.
Or if you bring that up right now. So since a little kid, I've been listening to you. So I was like, East, I need to get this. He's like, nah, you're not gonna get it. So then I'm like, nah, he said he's gonna do it. A few months go by, I'm like, nah, he's gonna do it. He's like, yo, stop telling me that, man. Like he got kind of tight. That Gemini energy. I'm a Gemini, you're a Gemini, Dave's a Gemini. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then finally when it came, I didn't even tell him on text. I just pulled up on him. I'm like, yo, let me play something. He was smiling. He's like, man, I finally got the Kiss verse. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Definitely dope.
I've seen you in the gym with Lil Durk. He looks nice.
Yeah.
He literally looks like a legit basketball player. How would you describe his game? Because to me, he looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's one of the better artists. There's some that are good, there's some that aren't. J. Cole's really good. Chris Brown's really good. For sure.
He's dunking on people.
Who?
Chris Brown.
I don't know about that. Maybe. But
Chris
yeah.
Brown can dunk, yeah.
Chris Brown's good.
Not on nobody, man.
Maybe not.
Yeah, facts.
I might have went too far. I
think
got
he can dunk if he in the open
on
gym
2K.
by
He be
himself.
dunking on people. So
You can dunk on 2K.
yeah, that's true. I can dunk in real life. No, I'm just kidding. I can't.
But not some
Can't
artists are
jump
nice.
over a peppermint.
I need to get
White
Kiss in
men
the gym.
can't jump. It's true.
When are you gonna come to the gym?
I'm waiting because Gilly can shoot his ass off too.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Gilly, Chris Brown, J. Cole was probably the. You know what I mean? I'm like a seasoned veteran now,
Yeah.
but I can shoot.
In your prime, how are you stacking up to those guys?
I played ball in school though. I played high school ball.
Yeah.
And that's when I had to figure out I was going to be a rapper because, I wanted to go to Syracuse. That was my all-time dream, favorite school. I cried when they lost to Indiana in the chip. And I celebrated when Melo won, so.
Shit, you're Melo's favorite artist.
Yeah, hand in glove. Once after high school when I ain't get no D1 letters, I had to become Jadakiss. But I was Jason Phillips, the point guard for Gordon High School. You know what I mean?
What's up, guys? It's The Myst from the Kiss and The Myst podcast, and I'm going to assume that when you put your bets in, you do research on what you're going to bet, right? But what about where you're going to bet? BetOnline.ag is an OG in this sports betting game, and they've been the most trusted sports betting site for over 20 years now. If you want true trust and satisfaction, go with Worldstar Hiphop's official sports betting partner, BetOnline.ag, and cash in with Kiss and The Myst today.
How about you? What's your? You got any AAU, any high
Yeah,
school?
I mean, listen, I went to a big high school.
I would imagine you went to the
We had
Tariq St. Patrick went to
Yeah,
school.
we had about 52 kids. And I was one of the top
So
four
they,
players.
They put you in the school. They cheated. They set you up.
I
They'd
did
have put
social
me in your
homeschool.
school.
I was one of the best.
I would have made it.
I think you might have killed us. I don't know. It's up for debate. But it's on tape. I've been slaying rappers on the court.
Who's the best hooper in the locks?
Me, by far. By far, they don't. I mean, Luch and P play if we on tour and we go to a gym, little open rec, but they don't take it as seriously as me. They can play though. They don't look all doofy or none of that. They know the game. They just don't love it like me. So, what made you become a trainer?
So, the original goal was to be an NBA player, right? Mm-hmm. Couldn't do that. So I was at Louisville, and that's tough. When you work your whole life, I was top 100. I was had a whole bunch of Division I offers, so it's tough when you're like a senior in college and you're like, this NBA thing's not going to work out. I could try and go overseas, but then I have Rick Pitino as my coach. So what Rick Pitino is known for is having a coaching tree that's like enormous. So I was like, I'm going to do the coaching thing. So my internship my senior year was with Coach Pitino. Like no player's ever done that. So I was like playing while also in the, like staff meetings trying to learn from him. Mm-hmm. Then Coach P told me, so he's like a old school loyalty, like
I've
you're
been
loyal to
following
me.
him forever. I've been following him.
What he's doing right now at Iona is crazy.
Crazy.
Like people don't talk about that.
Crazy.
He's in his second year, about to win the league.
He's gonna get out of there.
Yeah.
He just had to come show him he can rebuild the program, get you right.
Facts.
He's gonna get
And
back.
you've had some Pitino lines over the years,
Yeah.
which is dope.
No doubt.
So yeah, I got into that. I got into coaching. With his help, I became the youngest Division I assistant coach in the country. So he like really helped me like get my name out there. Then I got the Knicks job.
Now, before you go into that, this is how much I follow you. I seen something where you said the job was pending. It was a question that Phil had asked you, right?
Yes, yes.
Let me
Facts,
hear about
facts.
that. Let me hear that.
So basically, yeah, you did your homework for sure. So basically, I get to the Knicks, an intern. At this time, I'm not full time, and Phil gets in. He gets in halfway through the season. So for the rest of the season, Phil didn't talk to anyone. None of the staff. I never told this full story.
It's crazy.
So you're walking on pins and needles. So I remember like towards the end of the season, I'm like, man, I'm gonna walk in his office and introduce myself. So walked in his office. His office is dark, so it's literally like a pitch dark office, and you just see like a shadow. This is a
Zen
true
master,
story.
for real.
For real. And he's sitting at his desk. I didn't know whether to put the light on, not put the light on. He's like, come in. And the only thing he asked me, so this wasn't the interview, he said, how much you get paid? I'm like, I'm an intern, so I only get like $300 a week. He's like, all right, And then that was it. So I'm like, damn, should I have said something else? Like, this is the first time I talked to him. So boom, a few months go by. And we get these emails. It's like, all right, everyone has their staff meeting, end of the season meeting. So Coach Woodson walks in, fired. Phil's doing this, like, telling these grown men, like, you're fired from your job. Next coach, fired. All the assistants. So I'm an intern, so I'm last on the list. So I'm like, all right, like 10 guys just got fired. I call my dad. I'm like, I'm about to get fired. I knew it. I figured that. Walked in there, and he's like, you're interesting to me. I'm like, why? And he's like, because the relationship you have with the players, but I've observed you, and I didn't even know he was observing me this whole time. He's like, but you keep it professional. He's like, I have 3 questions for you. If you answer them how I want you to answer them, I'm going to keep you. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, this is crazy. So he asked me, is Steve Nash an athlete? And I'm like, for sure. He's like, why? And I just happen to know this. So when you're trying out for the NBA and pre-draft, you do a 3-minute run. He got like 38, so he's in crazy shape. And the way he changed his pace, I was like, that's being an athlete. He's like, all right, you got that answer right. Then he's like, tell me every type of jumper, like someone jumping. I'm like, all right, you have a quick jumper, you have someone that's like a high flyer, you have like, the big men that are quick second jumpers, you have a 1-foot jumper, you have a 2, so I described that. He's like, all right, cool. Last question, when you shoot a jump shot, do you have to go 1-2 into it? Can you hop into it? Like, I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. There's great shooters that have done both. And then he's just like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. You'll run pre-draft workouts. So for like 2 months, I'm the only coach on the Knicks until they got Derek Fisher. That was like, that changed my life. Because I mean, having Phil Jackson as a mentor, you get respect from players, you get respect from, so that was big.
That was a main story.
I
I caught my eye.
That gave me goosebumps.
I was checking up on you. This is way back. This wasn't for this interview. And I seen that, and I'm like, yo, when I get next to Brick, I got to ask him about that, because I always be doing my research on Phil, and I just thought that was intriguing.
Man, that was the first time I ever made money. So, I didn't grow up with money. When you're a low Division I assistant, you get $30,000. In Jersey, cut that in half. Taxes, all that, it's nothing. Making $300 a week with the Knicks. So when Phil got hired and he kept me, I thought he said $75,000. I thought I was rich. I'm like, I made it. I called my dad. Like, I'm thinking like, I made it. I got an apartment way too expensive, which like hurt me financially. But in my mind, $75,000. Like, and looking back at it, that's funny. But Phil's the first person to ever really put some type of money in my pocket, even though it's $75,000.
That's fire. Dope story.
He's probably the most legendary coach in NBA history as far as NBA lore goes. He's the first guy you mentioned when you think about coaches. Is he the sharpest basketball mind that you've been around?
Yeah, he is, but he's also just the sharpest, like, understanding people. Like, he would, before the documentary came out, he told me all these stories about, like, so we had this thing. Every morning I'd meet him at 7 in the morning. I'd go in his office for 2 months, and we would just chop it up. Sometimes he'd be, like, it was all weird, his moods. But he would just tell me about, like, this is how you deal with someone that's like this. This is how you deal with someone that's like this. So he really taught me how to deal with people first and foremost, and then also the triangle and stuff like that. But first and foremost, he's a coach. He's a great coach because he knows how to manage Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. People don't realize how hard that is. A lot of NBA coaches today get walked over. I'm not going to say any names, but the coaches don't.
It's easy to see.
And Phil, you can't walk over Phil. He's not going to take that. And that's I respect that.
Now, in the gym doing workouts, what kind of music y'all listening to?
Man, so it's all different. Like, depends on the player.
Depends on, yeah.
So for years, so like when I first started working out Mello, all we would listen to was you. Like for the first 2-3 years, like we just listened to you, and it became like a thing. I'd be like, yo, I'd tell him like, this is my favorite artist. He's a Gemini too, and me and Mello are big on the Gemini thing, and I'm big on it too. And I feel like everything aligns in these crazy ways. I'm sitting here with you right now. It's crazy. But right now, with artists most, I would say like Dirk and Lil Baby. I would say with the younger, players.
We've seen some clips, both of them hooping. Lil Baby's always in the celebrity games. He's playing 1v1s. Lil Dirk, we see in the gym all the time with you. If you were to compile a top 5 list of rappers playing basketball, the 5 best hooper rappers, Who's on your top 5?
that I've seen, that I've worked with, I guess? Or
Yeah.
I would
Observed
say,
even.
Just told you.
yeah, I'd say J. Cole 1, Chris Brown 2. I'd say Dirk's a shooter 3. This is a weird one, but Roddy Rebel, I feel like when he went to jail, he said he like started working on his game. He got out and he was actually pretty nice.
I heard he could shoot. I heard Roddy.
So I'll give him 4. Number 5, Dave East. He played Division 1. I'm bugging.
He's bugging.
I'm bugging. He's actually a real hooper, but he's someone that doesn't like I get it. I used to hoop, and now it's like when people are like, oh, playing the NBA celebrity game.
He don't like being remembered. He don't like.
Facts.
He don't like to do
There's
it.
nothing that gets you miss a few shots. It's like, oh, you suck. You make a few. You're supposed to make it. So I get where you're.
I can't wait to play in one of them celebrity games. They don't never call me.
You would be my first call.
If you wanted to, you could.
I want to. I mean, maybe now because the way the pendulum swings, I might be able to get in there.
Yeah, I want the
Facts.
smoke. I think me and Jada can take on any podcast host there are. You know?
I see it. There's Gilly and Wallow. They talk the 2
Don't
and 2.
do that to us, Zach. Let me work out. Let me get a few sessions in with Brick before we start putting ourselves
Get
out
it.
there like that.
It's that young energy.
Let's talk New York basketball. Knicks first, then Nets. What's wrong? Why? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with the Knicks?
Yeah, man.
What do you think the solution is besides Jesus Christ or Jay-Z?
Man, first, I just feel like people don't give Melo the respect that he deserves. The fact that he was willing to be a star, a real star at that moment, and take on the New York media. Since he's left, no real star, no disrespect to anyone on the team, but no one at that level has even wanted to play for the Knicks because the media, the fan,
stuff that comes with it.
yeah, they feel that's how they feel. That's my opinion, and so I feel like they haven't gotten that star player. And you know, Tibbs is a great coach. He's built a team of dudes that will listen to him. But in the NBA, you need stars. Look at every team that's nice. There's a few stars. And Julius Randle is really good. He's I think
He's robbing though.
yeah, he's worth every dollar he gets. But I think for that team to be a championship contender, they need like a superstar. With the Nets, so I love the thought of James, Kyrie, and KD. But there's only one ball. It didn't work out. And now I think James is in a better situation. I think the Nets are in a better situation.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that whole Kyrie home and away thing. Because if you look at it, before he got back, the Nets were playing good. Then he started doing that then the team just kind of sunk. So I don't know if that, I like Kyrie's amazing, so I don't want to blame anyone. I think when KD comes back, though, you're a contender if you have KD on your team.
Factamundo.
You were a Division I college player.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that type of situation that Kyrie's going through could kind of affect the team's morale?
For sure. Because in the NBA, you don't practice. So their reps are game reps. So Kyrie being out there, you used to someone else being a point guard. Kyrie needs the ball in his hands. Him and KD haven't had many reps together. So I feel like, for sure.
Doesn't get a chance to
Yeah.
get molded.
So I think, maybe they'll build it by the time playoffs come, they'll be ready to go. I wouldn't want to see him in the playoffs, though. Not a healthy Nets.
They're kind of hovering around the lower end. If you're a team like the Miami Heat at the 1 seed, are you hoping and praying the Nets don't get the 8 seed?
Yeah, you don't want that. I like the Net. I like the Heat, though. I like the Heat. They're playing well together. Victor Oladipo still hasn't played yet. Once he comes back, once the Morris twin comes back, once they're healthy, that team plays together. They got, Jimmy Butler's a star. Tyler Hero's becoming a star.
You sound like me.
And so I like the Heat.
I'm not joking. It sounds like you heard what Jadakiss said, and you just wanted to do your own version.
I didn't even hear it.
Great minds just think alike.
Facts.
Great. Geminis.
Said Gemini. On the West Coast, who you think? Who you like coming out of the West? Who you like over there?
It's, Phoenix. It's tough to deny what Phoenix is doing. I like Utah. I like Donovan. I've worked with. I'm biased with some of this stuff. Worked with Donovan since a little kid almost. So just witnessing that and seeing that, him becoming an NBA star, all-star, him and Rudy, I'm rooting for them. I want the Lakers to be good, but they just can't figure it out for whatever reason.
Think they got to blow that up.
It's crazy LeBron didn't make any trades during the deadline. That was interesting to me. But, yeah, Phoenix.
Were they trying? Was it any rumors they was trying?
Well,
to
the John
do?
Wall stuff, they were trying to. They talked about. There were rumors that LeBron wasn't happy they didn't get John Wall. I don't know. John Wall's ready though. I've been working with him. He's been in New York, but who knows with that team? I don't know.
Do you think me wearing the jacket kind of give them kind of like a motivational boost that they need?
They need more than that.
They need more than
They
that.
need more than that.
I was thinking that when I wore it. I was like, man, I wonder if I can just turn the Lakers around.
Yeah, they
boost
need-
the morale,
they-
know?
they
They
need-
need something.
Facts. They do. They
But
do.
AD wear that, maybe he won't keep getting hurt.
Man, if he's healthy, that's a
Healthy
huge.
Laker, healthy AD, healthy Bron, a healthy, good morale.
And they could still get it
I've
together
never-
too. It's not over. LeBron
Yeah,
said in the
no.
media yesterday. He said what?
You don't stomp me out
That's
and
fire.
put me in
That
the
was
dirt.
fire.
You don't. I'm not completely obliterated off earth. I'm
Facts.
fighting.
That's hard
And you gotta know he means that sincerely.
for sure.
What's up? It's The Myst from the Kiss and The Myst podcast, and Worldstar HipHop proudly endorses BetOnline.ag as its official sports book and proudly recognizes it as the OG in the sports betting world. Let's get that money with BetOnline.ag.
Speaking of AD, you're a basketball trainer.
Mm-hmm.
His three-point shooting this year is abysmal. Like one of the worst percentages NBA history.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Earlier in the year, he was at 18% for the year. His
Wow, I didn't know
three-point
that.
shooting is...
For one, he haven't played a lot of games. So
Yeah, that's true too.
if
But
he just haven't made a lot for the little bit of games
Yeah, yeah.
he played,
Small
there you
sample
go.
size.
You think
You
that-
know he can shoot.
his shooting just looked a lot better, especially in the playoffs when they were going through the bubble. You know,
I'd have
everything
to
like
see.
that.
I'd have to see.
Have you seen like a mechanical thing? is what I was gonna ask.
Nah. I'd have to see like how many attempts he's gotten. Because in my mind, AD when he's open, he can shoot it. So yeah, I haven't seen like any changes. He doesn't need to make any changes.
I just need him to get stronger or something. Or
Yeah, some with the injuries for sure.
Like
That's-
strength
He needs to
conditioning.
figure that out. He needs
Yeah.
to figure the injury thing out. It seems like he's been getting hurt the last few seasons. If he's out on the court, he's always one of the best players in the league.
Do you still rank him the same as you would 2 years ago, or do you kind of put him lower now?
'Cause I don't really rank players like that, but no, I respect him. I respect him.
You still have him in the tier 1
Yeah, for
echelon
sure.
of players.
For sure when he's
Okay.
healthy. For sure.
Ja Morant.
It's scary what he's doing. How athletic he is. I feel like he's putting Memphis back on the map. Kids are wearing Ja Morant jerseys. What he's doing for Memphis is fire, and he's fun to watch. That's one guy that we've talked. I talked to him when he was in college. We tried to figure out the pre-draft thing. When guys sign with certain agents, if you sign with agent A, then you're gonna do pre-draft with whatever trainer. It doesn't even matter who the player wants to do it with. So me and Ja were talking about it. He signed with an agency. They wanted to go elsewhere. So we've been talking. He's gonna come to some of the Black Ops runs. I can't wait to see him playing like in an open run, that setting. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Crazy.
Dunking on people and blocking
Only
shots.
thing, me being a outsider, insider kind of fan of hoop, the way he takes off and lands scares me.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Anyone that
but
plays
so
like that.
long, you could just keep being that explosive. Your knees and your joints and legs can only.
Yeah.
But he's young.
Knock
so,
on wood. Look at guys like Derrick Rose.
That's
You
what I
know
was just
saying?
about to say.
All-star,
No,
19.
exactly.
When I look at Ja Morant, he's having a fantastic season. We talked about it. He's climbing up the MVP ranks.
For sure.
He reminds me of a young Derrick Rose when he was killing it with the Bulls, and he was the hottest player in the league, and he was going toe-to-toe with
Probably
the
shoot the
Heat
three
and stuff
better,
like
too.
that.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about a guy like Ja Morant, high-flying, like Jadakiss just said?
No,
I mean,
that's
is
a good
that-
point. That's a real point. When you look at, even Russell Westbrook, he's tore both his ACLs over the years. So guys that play like that, you got to watch out for stuff like that. You
Watch
pray
out.
it doesn't happen, but it's definitely something that I think. And as he matures, as his game matures, he might not throw his body around as much. But right now, though, while he can, he's trying to dunk on everyone.
Young high flyer.
Facts.
Exciting to watch. One of the most exciting,
Facts.
actually, right now
In the
in
game.
the NBA, in the game.
For
Because
sure.
another young high flyer, who to me is probably the league's most entertaining player when he's on the court, but this year he hasn't gone on the court once, Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
How do you explain what's been happening with him? We've got reports that he's not even communicating with his teammates, but he's had a lot of injuries. He's a real big dude. He jumps out of the gym. He's probably one of the most naturally talented guys to ever hit the NBA. What's your thoughts on his situation right now?
Yeah, I feel like there's been question marks. Remember when he was at Duke and he like ran out his sneaker or he popped out his sneaker? No one does that. Like that, he's just too big.
That
like,
was crazy.
I feel like that was a sign right there that he, you know, this guy is.
You got to slim it down.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you know, you hear these rumors that you know he eats too much.
It's
all
hard
this.
to, for one, in his defense, he's a kid.
For sure.
They made him rich. He's injured.
He's in New Orleans.
So when
good
he's
food.
not doing his work, he
Gumbo
went to Portland. They said he's in Portland
Yes.
now, away from the team. But I got him on the joystick, knocking Big Macs down like,
But
and that's what's happening.
CJ, Ingram, and Zion, I like that team. CJ McCollum got traded there. I like Brandon Ingram. When Zion gets back, that would be a fun team to watch.
I've been thinking they had a fun core, even when they had Lonzo Ball, you know, paired up with Zion and Ingram. I feel like they've kind of had the pieces put it together, but their health just hasn't been there.
Yeah, facts.
I like that core too when they brought CJ in for some veteranism. I think CJ's a great teammate. I think he's a great player. I watch you working out with him. I love his game.
And Zion's
Watch
numbers
him
are crazy
go.
though. 60, like 60.
When he's on the court,
65% from the field, averaging 20 and 10. It's crazy. He just needs to be healthy.
Just gotta
At
get on the
300
court.
pounds,
Yeah.
you know, like
Can't stop
who's
him.
jumping like that? Who's moving like that at that weight? Ever?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Chris, I asked you as a basketball trainer, basketball guy, the top rappers that hoop. But now I've got to ask the legend himself, Jadakiss, a rapping connoisseur, rapping expert. Who are the best?
ballers that rap.
You finished my thought, exactly.
They have some talented dudes in the NBA that current in X that do other things besides rap, but rappers that I know of, known to date, no specific order, because it's not that many. Shaq, who's actually the first to ever go platinum, first athlete or basketball player, I think, in the NBA to go platinum. AI, he had an album out. He had an album that, rest in peace, Commissioner Stern didn't let come out. It was too hardcore. And you got Dame Lillard, which I think is the best. You got Shump, Iman Shumpert, he got some fire. He might be a strong number 2 for me. And you said Miles
Yeah, I said Miles Bridges.
from Charlotte, Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
I'm yet to hear him yet, but you said he got the new drill going on. So
Yeah.
I think that's fire.
And
I'm
you know
gonna
what the
check him
funny
out.
thing is, when you say the thing about AI, you said the album was too gangster and David Stern didn't approve it. Miles Bridges couldn't rap more gangster. So it's funny to see the shift in the past couple of decades to where
I think
rappers are allowed
Commissioner
to...
Silver might know more rap songs than Stern
Yeah.
knew. Stern wasn't really trying to hear that, so it's
Yeah.
it's a little more diverse now, the culture of the NBA and the temperature.
I think that's a positive sign, though, in the evolution of where we're at as far as rappers and basketball, though. But I just wanted to ask you, kind of expand on the AI, his album getting banned. A lot of people don't know that story. A lot of people don't even know AI raps in general.
Yeah, I was fortunate to do 2 sneaker ads for him. I mean, with him.
Legendary commercials.
Yeah, shout out to Steve Stout. He made that happen. And then being in the stew, creating when we was creating the spots and then talking about shooting them visually, I was asking them, and his people was in there. He was kind of upset because they was giving him the news that Commissioner Stern wasn't approving his album to come out. And I'm like, yo, why not? Then they let me hear some of it. And it was really explicit. It was really hard. Like at the time, he was like one of the top players in the league. And I guess Commissioner Stern was protecting the face of the league, and it wouldn't have been a good look. So it actually,
It's a dope story.
it
People
actually
don't know.
helped him out with that not coming out.
Did he pick you for the commercial?
Yeah, AI handpicked me. Then he told me
fine.
that me and Biggie and Redman was his favorite rappers. So that was a good.
That's
He invited me to the Hall of Fame. I was there when he got inducted, and I was also included in his speech. So, you know what I mean? I'm good with that.
That's tough. That's tough.
I mean, he changed the way not only that players play basketball, but the way they act off the court.
He
changed the
everything.
drip. He changed everything.
The tattoos, ice. He came with do-rags, Mitchell and Ness,
Armband.
army coats, the sleeve, the band. He did everything. He changed practice.
Yeah.
Talking about practice?
Facts.
You know that interview was messed. They chopped that because his friend just got killed. So he wanted to talk about that, and they was asking him about practice. And when they aired it, you only see him saying practice, but his best friend Ra had just got killed that day. So
wow.
It's a deeper story than that clip. They did my man crazy.
The media does.
It's a good story. Do you think AI is in contention for the most influential baller of all time?
I definitely think he's one of them, if not the top. He changed. He was like DMX to the rap industry, to the NBA.
Nah, facts.
He came and grittied it out.
Yeah.
I feel like he's disrespected by maybe more of the fans my age, where people don't see him as the type of legend and the type of light that he should be, just because maybe he wasn't as efficient as some other guys, you know. But you got to look at the product of his
All
environment.
they gotta do is pull it up. Just look him up. Pull up some of his games. Pull up
MVP,
some
led
of
his
his
team to
clips.
the finals. Like,
Didn't have a super team.
no,
He
Doing it by
took
himself.
average. He took a team that nobody else would have never even could take nowhere
yeah,
to the chip.
against Kobe and Shaq.
Shaq.
I mean,
And he got a
come on.
game.
Yeah,
He has legendary moments crossing up Jordan. You know, there's just so many. He has so many
Stepping over
legendary
Ty Lue.
moments. For sure. He's a legend.
Dunk on Camby from the.
Facts.
He got incredible.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
great football player too in high school. He's got a great story.
It's one of them special individuals that come a dime a dozen. You know who it is, your boy, Kiss and The Myst. We just want to thank our legendary, I'ma put it out there, say the best trainer. If you watch basketball, if you watch Black Ops, if you just a fan of the sport, you see him working out some of the best in the NBA, some of the best up and coming, some of the best going in the draft. He's gonna be working out with me, so it's gonna be some of the best bar spitters that ever do this. But we neither here nor there. We want to thank my brother Chris Brickley for coming through.
Man, that's one of the best compliments I've gotten from you. Appreciate
Thank you
that,
for
man.
coming on Kiss and The Myst.
Appreciate that. Anytime.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
I got one thing before we head out.
All right.
I got a little drip check. What do you got on today? Kind of
got?
describe the outfit. Like, what went into it?
All right, so
That watches me.
Yeah, so this is Mazza. So all the jewelry
Shout out
on
to
me is
Mazza
Mazza.
Jewelry.
Best,
Shout out to Mazza,
you know,
my guy.
best jeweler in the game in facts. I got a gallery department T-shirt.
Fire.
Diet starts Monday. Sweatpants. Got
Fire.
Rude Puma shoes.
Rude Puma. Emery, what's up, baby?
And yeah, I got colorblind lids hat.
He's smoking them quiet. Hype beast, quiet. Killing them trinkets.
What do you got? You asked me something.
Yeah, I got a Jeff
Jeff
Hammy
Hamilton,
jacket. Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to my guy.
Jeff Andy.
I got
Talk
the
it,
Mazda
talk
jewelry
that.
on the neck, the wrist. I got the
Tell
all white
him,
up.
Zach.
I had to pull these out when I'm with Jada. I
those
mean,
is
that's
essential.
automatic.
You can never go wrong with them.
You can't. It's
Me, I
impossible.
got on my little brother's line. You know what I mean? We got a store on the block that I came from doing dirt. Once I got clean, we bought a store, front property. Now they selling these out of there. Legacy 2006. Shout out to my nephew, Denim. Yacht Master 1. You know what I mean?
going
I'm a
crazy.
watch collector. Little trinkets. I forgot who I got this. I think I got this particular So Raspy charm from my man Sam. Got some Jordan 1s on. You know what I mean? I'm quiet. Yankee brim. Smooth. You know what I mean? Looking good, feeling good. You know what I mean? It's Kiss and The Myst, baby.